Wah! Wah. Wah, 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 wah. Charlie Brown's parents were orcs. Just so we're on the same page. Just in case you didn't know. Little known fact. Charles Schultz was a Warhammer addict. Welcome. Good morning, Ribby. It's Wah Wednesday, y'all. It is. It is Wah Wednesday. It is Wah Wednesday. I'm currently attempting to get these stream avatars working. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Don't know why they work sometimes and not others. Don't get it. I don't understand it. But they're not working right now. So, I'm going to spend like another 4 seconds on that, and then I'm just going to go start painting because there's no point in continuing to mess, there we go, around with this. I could kind of see it. I could kind of see why. It would take a minute, though, for it to connect. I have a lot of stuff open. All right. Ooh. All right, we're opening stream avatars again. Loading. And connect. Connect, you fool. Waiting for extension. Okay. Can extension upload use 15%? Let's go. No, it doesn't work. Makes me sad. I don't know why it don't work. I don't get it. I don't know why this doesn't work. But it's okay. We're going to be hearing the Discord blips and bloops while we stream. All right. Welcome all. Whoever's tuning in, we're going to be painting today. We're going to be finishing up the Orcs and Goblins in honor of October, because green skin is on the menu. That's the, no, green skin. Mate's back on the menu, boys. We're going to finish up our Orcs and Goblins for HEROQUEST, the 2021 remake. Good day, Don Roosevelt. Good morning. Actually, the Discord blips and bleeps are really annoying. I don't know if you guys can hear those. Probably not if I turn that down. There we go. Should listen to some music too. Let's see here. If I wanted to listen to some music. If I wanted to have some music here. Ooh. I could like right to Azakalas. Synth-O-Matic, I think? I think I could do this. We need to randomize this. Click the buttons to save this extra muted. We'll do some bass, some synth. And we'll play. A nice right about there, maybe. See if that is enjoyable. Reminds me of Shadowrun on SNES. Yeah, that's the right vibe. I like it. We're going to transition over to our painting setup. Getting off of Discord. Wish streaming avatars worked. Really wish it worked. I wish it worked every single time I wanted to use it. There we go. I think I have to stop my stream, start streaming avatars, and then... But I'm not going to do that. We're just going to go ahead and switch over to there we go. Music's gone. One second. Trying to solve this music deal. 1 second. I'm so sorry. Sergeant House, good morning and hello. That guy in the sky. What witchery is this? I'm currently painting too. I'm bug fixing, but I'll be painting next. Ugh. There we are. Same. You guys let me know if you cannot hear music. Or if it's at a strange volume, if it's not... if it's too quiet or if it's too loud. And we will now get started. We'll get started. I'm here with my mat, painting mat. It's a very distasteful green. But it's green! Excuse me. And we're on. We are on like Donkey Kong. Just a quick refresher of what I got accomplished last time. It's been a couple of weeks. It's been a few weeks. We have our purple boy, purple goblin, yellow gloves, leather boots. He's pretty much done. Pretty much done with him. Gonna paint his base, then pretty much done. Female orc. Only her skin has been colored. And actually was thinking about doing her hands. Don't know if I will. Their zenithal highlight is very messy. This guy's done. Gonna do his sword, then he's done. And his shackle and just the metal on his singular pauldron, and he'll be good to go. And then we've got Lady Goblin right here. We've got almost the entirety of her to paint, and we have this guy, this hulking brute of an orc marauder, just ready to be slathered in paint. We're gonna go ahead and start. Let's start. We're gonna start with our little goblin lady. No, she is not going to look like Nilbog. We're gonna do some clothes, and we're gonna go ahead and do the purple. Nicholas Linendahl, good morning. Happy to see you here. Welcome. For this goblin, I'm thinking she would also look great in the purple. That's like a no-brainer, but I'm going to go with blue. And we're going to try out this new painting mat. We're going to squirt the blue right into the palette. Just a generous amount in there. By the way, now that I've used these paints a few times, I have to say I have zero qualms with the cost because they really stretch. They really, really stretch. All right, we're going to blue her up. Blue everything. We'll just do blue everything, and we'll change from there. But we're gonna do blue. We'll do blue hat first. You guys wish me luck. I have a job interview Friday. Moving up, maybe, potentially, at work. Same schedule. Not the same pay. Lady Goblin, Lady Gaga. Excuse me, there I go. Dang. It's when I take a long break and then I start trying to talk again when the throat stuff happens. Good luck on the job quest. Thank you. To be perfectly honest, I know how this is going to sound. If I don't get it, it's totally fine too. Because while it's a great pay increase, it's not a very exciting, fulfilling, gotta have it situation. I'm going to stick the focus here. Gonna tap. There we go. That'll work. Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. I am going to try. I'm gonna try my best, so I have no regrets. If I get it, I will be able to afford more stuff. That's the long and short of it. But currently living well within my means. Just occasionally see stuff that I need to spend money on that's made of plastic and cardboard. I was hanging out with my son. Where's the music? Why is this not on loop? Play on loop. Start that over. We're going to re-randomize it. Sounds about the same. Yes, this is Lady Gob. She is the singer of such hits as Poke Your Face. Papa Zargon. What else? She has an extensive catalog. Bone This Way. That's supposed to be like a skeleton play on words, but I can see how that has gone horribly awry, so we may have to renegotiate that one. Born This Gray, yes! I love that one. By the way, welcome, TSL Frontman. Move the paints out of the way so I can get a little more comfortable here. I don't have a mini holder still. This is Azakayla's random synth generator. Whoops. Getting that blue where it's not supposed to go. And I'm going to change the angle of the camera too. Synthomatic. That's what she called it. Synthomatic. What are you doing? Get into the position I want you to go in. Not the position you want to go into. Technology, man, it's rising up. It's taking control. It's taking over. This is what the Terminator warned us about. Oh, you know what? We'll do purple, or blue rather, for the cloth. We'll move on to the next part. I think we'll do different colors for the leg wraps and arm wraps. Good morning, Benjamin. Welcome to the stream. All right, you know, I was a little bit hesitant, but it dried lighter, of course, then it went on. So not looking too bad. Not looking too bad. We'll just get those tips covered. Tips. We'll get the tips covered. And then we will move on to another color. We'll actually move on to another mini while this dries. I just started scrolling back and forth and looks like there's a bunch of sections from a different video. No? I changed my camera angle. Not my angle, as well as I transitioned from the full screen of my face. It's not a different video though. We're gonna set her here while I figure out what I'm doing next. I'm gonna go with the red. Then I'm gonna move on to our lady Orc. She's going to wear a fearsome red. I'm not putting her in pink. She's not gonna be Waharbi. Medicine bottle, then tape the bottom of the mini for base for stability. I think it's a YouTube mobile bug. It's showing up the sections for the video I watched before this one, which had a bunch of different sub-segments dividing up the timeline. Oh, that's weird. I don't like that. Hopefully just not a big deal. Hopefully. Generous pouring of the red. We're going to do this Lady Orcs. We're doing our armor. Actually, we're going to do something I haven't done yet and mix this with some metallic. And I'm going to get a little bit creative here. We're going to use some speed paint medium. And some holy white, which is going to introduce a little bit of... I'm also going to put in just a dab of murder scene. All right. Okay, bear with me. I'm experimenting. It says happy. It is happy tree time. Like the painting mat, thank you. This was an Amazon Vine deal, so this is not white. This is more... Perhaps I didn't shake it up enough. That could be. Put a little bit down here. Oh, that's just a gray, but I like it. I do like it. I like it a lot. We're going to mix these up. For what purpose? So I'm going to compare this color with the other color. Oh, it makes a beautiful rouge, like a rose petal. Oh man, I like that a lot. You cannot see it, you know, on camera, but as soon as I apply it to the mini, oh yeah. It's a very muted pinkish color, almost like salmon. And it's got a little bit of metallic property to it. That might be incidental. We'll take a look after I get this mini up to the camera for you to see. Gosh, I think it works really well though. Really goes with the green. This orc's name is Rose. This orc's name is Rose Thorn. Hold on, I'm going to hold her up. I like it. It almost looks a little bit more brownish on camera than it does in real life. There's a little bit more purplish, a little bit more rose effect. As always, I'll take pictures of these and post them to the Discord so you get a good accurate view of what they're like. Hello, Warghoul. Welcome to the stream. Happy painting stream. Calm, low pressure. If I make mistakes, it's whatever. We'll go back over it with something else. I did mention you can mix the metal silver with the colors for more metal colors. Yes, that was my intention. I pulled out the metal. Well, no, I didn't. I left the silver over there. I intended to go after the silver, and I saw something else, and I got distracted. And I went into just total distracted squirrel mode, which is a thing for me. I'll put some silver over this here in just a second and see how that looks. Put some silver over it in parts, or I'll perhaps mix up some silver into the total mixture, and we'll see what that looks like. Yes, generous application. Speed Paints has done something to me, and I'm gonna say it's a good thing, but full disclosure, I now want to strip the paint off of every mini that I've ever painted to replace it with Speed Paints paint. Happy little humanoids. Hello, Fred O. Make Me Mo. I've been thinking about these new paints and or the other set of contrast ones, but I have too many of the regular paints still. Well, this is my first paint set that I've ever seriously bought, so I wish I could help. But my opinion will be very limited. This is the only real set of paints I've ever gotten. I got them with the intention of getting a one and done. So let's put a little bit of silver into this mix. 2 drops will do, just to give it a metallic sheen. Give it a mix. Silver is disappearing into what's left of the rose, but the sheen is there. The glittery look is there. Looks like black on the dang, on this, but we're going to go over the rest of her armor with this new color. Just going to apply it liberally. It's given it a purple-esque tone. Strange, so strange, but I like it. Someone in my comment section for a previous video was a SPEEDPAINTS critic. They did not like them, or thought rather, it wasn't that they didn't like them. They said that this was not their ideal application in so many words. They said that it was more for covering large swaths of area, that they were terrible at filling in little details. And I have to disagree. I don't want to sound like a jerk, but I think that comes down to your own painting ability and possibly what other tools you're using. Because I'm not having any problems at all getting this into crevices and cracks. I'm not having any problems at all getting into details. I'm not having any problems with coverage or beading. It does take, I have read and I have watched and I have heard that it takes a little bit of getting used to how little of the paint you have to use. So it's entirely possible as well that this person was just using way, 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 way too much and just not really giving it a chance to be used as intended, So this is the metallic with the rose. And the camera's kind of picking up qualities that aren't as prevalent as others. So I'm definitely gonna take pictures if you'd like to see the finished result. But Rose Thorn here, Thorn of Blood. She's almost done. We're gonna get the rest of her armor because I'm sold on this color. After all, who's gonna argue? I did buy a gloss and a matte medium for acrylics as well. I cannot wait to see how those work for thinning and glazing like these. See, those are advanced paint terms that I don't know. Okay, I know them, but I know nothing. I need to get these guys sealed. I know that. Because I want these to stay on. So one thing I wanted to talk about is I've got Citadel contrast paints are great for little models when you don't want to shade and edge highlight every little bit. Yes, I could see the use case definitely for not wanting to shade everything. But I used folk art acrylic paints to just give a base coat to my homemade HEROQUEST kit bash models. And also, that includes the Skaven that I got from Advanced HEROQUEST. It includes the Skaven, the spiders, everything that I've gotten from Warhammer Quest, Orcs, Goblin Archers. I put base coats on everything. And I have to say, that was a mistake because I really didn't figure on how thick the paint was going to look. And so the details of the minis are practically gone. And so to combat that, I'm going to strip them back off. I'm going to strip them right back down. I just have one problem. There's just one tiny problem with that. And that is They are very sealed. Very sealed. I need to strip the sealant off of them somehow without damaging the mini themselves, and I don't know that I can do that. I don't even know if that's an option. So, tips are appreciated. Because after I get that paint off, if I can, I'm going to redo them with speed paints, and then I'm going to probably not paint them. I want them to stay single colors. We wav a rose, yeah. Basically making my own version of speed paint so I don't have to buy these because these look like they work well. I'm trying not to buy them. Simple green. I'll have to try simple green. I've heard that name a few times. Whoops. But I haven't gotten any. I do have some LA's totally awesome. LA's totally fabulous, whatever it's called. Oh yes, 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 yes. This hair. This hair. Yes. 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 We become very careful. We use what's there. We do not reload. Very careful. Cellulose thinner will take everything off model's ash. Currently painting my goblins. Cellulose thinner? Tell me, would it hurt the plastic at all? I guess I could test it. Right? I made the very unfortunate mistake of putting an entire complement of Battlemaster's Beast Men in a container of acetone, and they all fused into a horrible Greater Daemon of Tzeentch. So, I don't want to make that mistake again. Isopropyl alcohol, safer way to remove the varnish. Okay. So, isopropyl alcohol first, maybe a little bit of toothbrush, and then this is the silver, right? Well, it's a gray. You know what? That's fine. I'm going to keep it. It's the holy white, but it's a very good gray. We're just going to gray this bludgeoning sword. Who the hell made this sword? They were like, you know how to make a sword, right? And they're like, yes. It's a weapon you hit with, right? And bonk and smash. And then the person who was making the order was like, yeah, that's exactly what it is. All right, she's pretty much done. I would like to add some eyes to her. I would like to give her some eyes, and I'd like to put a little bit of, I'd like to give her a little bit of blood on that blade of the sword. Her hair needs to dry for sure, but like other than that, she's good. Little minor touch-up areas here and there, but you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna say no. I'm not gonna touch anything up. I'm gonna leave her be. Why? Because we're gonna practice self-editing. A lot of white showing on her knees? Yep, and that'll stay. Self-editing. The only thing left I want to do is I do want to paint her base green. So I'll use the same orc skin green. I had to put some thought into that. So I didn't do it while I was painting her skin and the skins of the other models. But I think I will paint their bases with the solid color of whatever it is, whatever faction they're a part of. So in this case, an orc's base will be green. I like her. We'll keep her. She's based on an orc and a goblin. A goblin's also going to be green. Now, back to the goblin girl. We're gonna do some brown. Do I want to do brown? I think I want to do murder scene. I'm gonna do murder scene. Cellulose thinner will take everything off. Cellulose thinner. Just dip plastic ones in for a minute and it'll be grand. I'm going to look it up. I'm going to test it on a model that won't come to life and kill me if it becomes a horrifying abomination. Murder scene. What are you going to look like if I put a little bit of murder scene on your armband? Nick really said my orc had ashy knees. Nick really... I'm playing. I can't help myself. I've gotta let out my my inner very irreverent. So you'll notice I didn't paint the back of her head because I would like to interpret that as hair. I do think it could be hair. So the shape is a bit different from the rest of the hat going around the head. So I think I'll try to give her some hair color and make it kind of obvious that that's what it is. So I think I'm thinking of some kind of a dirty yellow color, dirty blonde, something like that. But the red here, the murder scene, is doing just fine. It does have kind of a brownish quality right now up against this green and this purple. And I'm going to give it to her feet and her leg trappings as well. Murder scene. I really over poured all of the paint that I poured. I poured too much of everything. So we have guests today. We have my sister-in-law and her husband, and those are our game players. Don't know what we're going to be doing. I think I'm going to show them HEROQUEST, but I don't know that we're going to have time to sit down and teach them HEROQUEST. We may have to... I don't know what we're going to play. I don't know what we're going to play just yet. Posted a page link on instructions of removing varnish from the model in the Discord. Thank you. I think the murder scene red is supposed to be like oxidized blood. It works extremely well as oxidized blood. Yeah, it is absolutely perfect for that look. Now that's strange. I might have dipped my brush in the wrong color when I painted this armband, or else it just dried really. I think I used too little. So let's go over it again. Yeah, it's good. Oh no, it does have a little bit of a pink tinge to it, highlight wise. Okay, so this is her so far. Thank you, by the way, Sergeant House. I'm gonna try that. I've got all the plasticware and cups and everything I need to go through the process of removing stuff. I just need to know what chemicals to use. Whoops. So this guy's done, but I didn't do his stuff. So I'm gonna do his stuff. I'm gonna do his shackle, and I was gonna do like a silver, but I'll put this gray on instead. Why make everybody shiny and sparkly, you know? Besides, he's got really flat colors. He's got like matte colors on him. Let's continue that tradition. Let's continue that theme. Crap. 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 Time to follow a previous instruction. Just Get that brush dry. Draw that paint right off of there. Works like a charm. Works like a charm. I don't mind mistakes. I don't mind skipping little parts here and there, but like if I do accidentally paint something and I want to hit the undo button, I can. That feels pretty good. I just have a simple gray sword. Let's not forget to get that back side that doesn't have a sharp edge. This guy's finally done. He can go sit with Rose Thorn. I don't have a name for him. I think his name is just going to be Scrap, because he's been building his outfit out of leather scraps for years. He's like my favorite. He's like my favorite little dude now. He's so cool. Scrap, welcome to the party, man. Scrap, Sneak. Name him Ribby. You know what? Fine. It's Ribby. But we have to be careful not to violate Ribby's copyright. So we're gonna name him just like you spelled it, Ribby with an I. Instead of Ribby with a Y, and all similarities to orcs or goblins, living or digitized, are purely coincidental. Now, 3 out of 5 done. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm a happy, happy lizard. I'm a happy crow. I'm a happy mouse. Happy rat. We need a totally new color scheme for this guy. He's big. He's huge. What are we doing with him? What are we doing? You guys tell me. What's this guy gonna look like? I'm gonna incorporate all the suggestions I get. So, what am I doing for Halloween? Not much. My son's put together a bunch of steampunk stuff for his costume. He's been building it up over the last year. But Halloween night, get this, I live in the Midwest in the US. Halloween night is going to be, it's projected to be 23 degrees. Absolutely nonsense. Absolute nonsense. It's going to be too cold to do anything. It's going to be below freezing. Green or blue. I like this so far. I'm going to get some plasmatic bolt. I'm going to mix that with a little bit of holy white and some broadsword silver. And we're going to throw some speed paint medium on there as well. We're going to do all 4 of these. I'm going to mix them all in the same pot with that current white, just to see what that looks like. Yellow cloth. I'm going to mix some pallid bone with some zealot yellow. Make sure to write down these color combos. I will rewatch the video if I like the results. I really like Rose Thorn here. She's a badass. She's worthy of dating Oris. She's almost worthy of dating Thalia. An awesome one, to be sure. I'm going to go ahead and mix in the holy white. I don't think I'm going to have a whole lot of yellow. So that's 1 drop of holy white. One drop of broadsword silver. I feel like an alchemist over here. I'm mixing together arcane pigments. A drop of the medium, which thins things down, evidently. Plasmatic bolt. More than a drop of this. 3 drops. 3 drops of plasmatic bolt. Mix, 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 mix. Oh, this is the Speed Paint 2.0 Most Wanted set. It is a set of 24 colors. That probably would have been useful to say like in the beginning of the video. So on all of this boy's armor, he's going to be blue, blue, blue. Or, oh, you know what? This is not blue. It's kind of bluish, but it's not blue enough at all. We're gonna get some blue in here. I'm gonna do a drop of Beowulf. Beowulf blue is very I've got Tidal Wave, but Beowulf blue is very saturated. So, bloop and bloop. 2 drops of that. So much paint going on right now. So hot right now. Get that mixed up. Hope that changes the shade by at least a percentage point. Doesn't seem like it. Doesn't seem like, well, it dries bluer, that's for sure. Oh yeah. This is a little bit more cornflower country blue. Not that I love it. Let's get it on here and see what it looks like when it dries. Hoping for a little more pigmentation. Hoping for a little more saturation. I'm mixing the paints on a silicone mat. I don't actually mind it, but if it looked on camera the same way it did in real life, I'd be happier. So we're going to go deeper, darker. I've got some of that blue over here. I'm going to mix it in with what I have over here. Let's get it out of this country color. Never going to figure out what this palette, this specific combination is again. I'd have to watch my video back like 4 times. I'd be like, okay, and then I mixed it with that. Okay, good. And then oh no, it's not the same. I think Ozakala has a more permanent song generator solution that is more offline. I'll need to see what the status of that is. I know she was working on it. She was working on it. That's better. That's what I was more looking for. That's what I was really more on about. And I will say a second coat over on this stuff. It's already kind of semi-dried. The 2.0 speed paints do not reactivate the coats underneath, which I guess is a good thing. I actually wanted the 1.0 set because I wanted to see what that reactivation would be like. I kind of thought that was cool. I liked seeing people paint with the 1.0. I liked how the other colors reactivated and how things kind of took on a bit of a mix at certain points in paint jobs. So call me crazy, I actually wanted that feature, but it was impossible to find a set at a price point that I liked. So I went with the 2.0, and that's what I'm using. New expansion or mythic. This is This is an orc from the base game. No, I'm sorry. I think this is a mythic sculpt. Okay, it's been so long since I mixed all my stuff together. Nick ought to chime in, I think, with the correct answer. There we go. The male orc holding the giant warhammer above his head. Sculpt. If you don't recognize it, then it's from Mythic. Because it's, and technically also in the new expansion. Because once the 2 new expansions drop, they're going to have these sculpts. And you'll be able to paint this the exact same way, albeit on different material with slightly different properties. A translucent Haribo gummy bear material that will doubtless have a few different properties. That work is from Mythic. Thank you for the clarification. Thank you. I just pulled it out of my box where I mixed all my stuff together. I know the goblins. What's funny is I know the goblin, which goblins are Mythic. And I know which Dread Warriors are Mythic. And I know which skeletons and zombies and mummies are Mythic. But I don't have the orcs memorized. Reason being, I noticed that the goblins almost seem to have like an entirely different culture, the way that they're outfitted. There's a few of them that look shamanic. There's a few that look outright magical. It could be a vibrant color. I'm going to draw attention away from the littles on the battlefield. Trying to cover all of the armor. And just to follow up on comment I made earlier about the viewer who had some things to say about the speed paint. I'm not saying that they're wrong. I'm not saying that I have their experience either. They spoke as if they had years of painting experience, and I am brand new at this. I'm just saying, in my experience, I didn't have the same view as the troubles they were highlighting with it, so there must be some kind of reason for that. So your mileage may vary. I also have a pretty warped view on authority anyway. I'm sure that there's some who've noticed it. Generally, if I'm talking to somebody who has years and years of experience in a given area and they seem like they're full of themselves, I tend to try to remind them in ways that they don't need to have years of experience to know the things that they know. Like we have people in the HEROQUEST community who've been playing since day one, and they have their fond memories and all that, and all that stuff's great. And I haven't seen a single person like brag about it, you know? I haven't seen anybody say, well, I've been playing this game for... But there are folks that do come off a bit, as one viewer geniusly put it, HEROQUEST splainers. And just in small ways, taking away the validity of newer players' voices. And I think that that's not right. That doesn't, like, you can't do that. Once the newer player becomes an experienced player, they won't be able to take away the validity of other new players' voices either. Basically, nobody can speak on behalf of anybody else. But that's a side effect of me just having an issue with authority in general. Like, I don't think it's the authority that I have an issue with. It's the self-claimed, self-imposed position that you ought to have a quote-unquote better idea about something than somebody else just because you've done a thing longer. When that could be true, it is not a given. It is not a given. Guy's got blue. Guy's got, I don't know how it's going to feel until I put it all together. So we're going to come back to him with the yellow. I'm going to go to my goblinette here. I've been playing HEROQUEST before it was a twinkle in the developer's eye. Yeah, I played HEROQUEST back before it was even known as HEROQUEST. Ooh, I can't use murder scene on her because she's already got murder scene for stuff. So slightly lighter for the hilt of her dagger. We're going to use up the rest of this stuff that I used on Rose Thorn there. I'd like to see a poll on Yulden to see how many players actually paint all the miniatures. I'd kind of be interested. I know there's a lot of people who really, really enjoy, and I just painted her hand the same color as the hilt, but you know what? Self-editing, baby. We are practicing it here today. I'm going to do some red for her belt. I'm going to go ahead and just barely thin that out because it's going to blot the second I put it down. Looks good, actually. It looks fine. Doesn't look bad. Wonder if I can do that very carefully on her back. Yes. The short answer was yes. Yes. Although it still took up more than I wanted it to. It still looks like a nice little waistband deal. Yellow? I said I had a yellow concoction. What was it? It was going to be Zealot Yellow and Pallid Bone. I don't want to put the speed paint medium in. That really thinned out. So, like, I'll be cognizant of what that does now. I don't regret anything, but I don't want to use it again. So a little bit of that. Pallid Bone looks awesome. Definitely one of my favorites here. Zealot Yellow goes on quite red and then magically turns like a dirty, bloodied bandage color. Crazy how it works. We're going to put a little dab on her earrings. Maybe I should have done gold. Fine. And we'll go ahead and see what happens if I put it on her daggers as well. Oh, that's a bloodied dagger. That is a bloodied dagger. But I disclaimered this already. I'm just experimenting. Like, the colors aren't coming off once they go on. I might add stuff, but just mainly for the most part experimenting. She looks dangerous. She really does look dangerous. Let's get her in here. Do the Orcs and Goblins belong to different clans in HEROQUEST? Not out of the box, no. Not by default. You've got some followers of some different, like, named characters and stuff throughout the quests, but nothing that really, like, lore distinguish. Nothing that says this is a this is an east this orc belongs to the eastern tribe of Poophead. I haven't played enough Warhammer to be good at coming up with names on the fly, guys. This goblin is part of the tribe of Poopfly. Ash, why did you use poop in both of your examples? No, I didn't. Back to the minis. Let's go back to, we want Rose's weapon to look clean. Why not put a little bit of flavor on it? Just on the edge here. Just on the edge. Now it looks like she's done something with it. Now it looks like this thing has seen action. Oh man, that actually looks pretty gross. It looks pretty gross because she's whacked some enemies with it, and she did not bother to wipe this blade clean a few days ago. There's remains on it. I don't know, looking a little brown. I don't know if I like that. We'll come back to it. Let's get to our orc. This needs to be a lot more yellow. So, more pallid bone. Oh, you know what? Nuclear Sunrise. This is a great way to close out our Orctober. I agree. I think I've looked at every color that comes in this palette now. I think I've checked them all out. Nuclear Sunrise is orange. It's not yellow. So we're going to go right back over this after I cover it. Once we see how it dries, we're going to go from there. And I definitely painted some like cloth over where there's supposed to be metal. Definitely painted metal colors over where there's supposed to be cloth. Those details were a bit difficult for me to discern to begin with. But you know, the colors don't really clash. I mean, yeah, like right here, there's a split. This is his orc thigh, so I kept that green. This is where the booty begins, so we didn't paint over that. But it can be difficult to look at this and see that. Actually going to go over just the edge. There we go. That's better. That looks more natural. That doesn't look bad. That doesn't look bad. That doesn't look bad. We're getting right back into that Saturday morning cartoon vibe that I wasn't looking for, but that I have found anyway. Check out the new Rick and Morty season yet? Dude, I'm like 4 seasons behind. The last time I watched Rick and Morty, they had landed... What the heck? This stuff turned to Jell-O. That's really interesting. I'm kind of glad. I'm able to take that right off. That's cool. They had landed on a very small planet, and the whole family basically told Rick off, and they're kind of stuck on this tiny planet. And I haven't started the season after that yet, and then it completely just fell right off my radar. I loved watching what I did see. I just haven't gotten back to it. I know I've heard like about the drama and stuff, but I mean, I'm not going to retroactively apply that to the show. I'm just going to watch the show when I get some time later. So I'm not too invested in it right now. There's a lot that I don't know. Oh, if you open an army painter potter, you squeeze out the first drop or two and discard it. Bottle. Okay. Squeeze out the first couple drops and just don't worry about them. You just leave them be. One more thing I'm going to do. I'm going to mix in some Hoplite Gold, and I'm going to go over his shorts with that. Orc looks way better than my orcs. Nah. Everybody's got great looking orcs. It's something to do with the medium? Okay. Okay. I will remember that. Maybe. I hope I will remember that. Seems like it would be useful. That really added a ton of gold. Let's just paint a couple of areas on him then. Let's not go crazy. Actually, I'll paint over the spots that I should have painted initially. I need to have like a collection of very simple looking shapes that I paint with each of these colors so I can remind myself of how they look when they dry, because they're all fantastic colors and they really, really do such an awesome job of looking way different once they're drying on your model. But I can't ever remember how they're going to look exactly, and the previews don't really help every time. You just have to shake the crap out of it on a shaker. So that gold will dry, and he'll look a little different. He's not going to look any worse. It's time to paint his hammer. So we're going to go with, I'm just going to mix this red, put it on the front. There we go. Don't know why I did that. Thought it was a good idea at the time. Looks like he's used it for something. He's used it for making wine. Maybe. Let's take some gold and some of this color, mix it up. We'll get a sort of weird brass, and that's what his hammer is going to be made out of. Again, just totally experimenting, going between my gold and rose mauve colors, and that's going to be the color of this hammer. Don't know how it's going to look on the table. Don't really care. Just going to leave the red face and let the heroes determine for themselves what it means. It ended up becoming copper. It ended up really, really copper, which is kind of what I hoped it would be. That's kind of what I was going for. So I have no complaints. This orc is wielding a giant copper hammer. What a fool. What a maroon. He has no idea. We're going to go fight the boss orc. Be careful. They call him the penny pincher. They say he saves his copper coins over time and adds them to his increasingly growing weapon. Which he has named Abrahammer. The entire thing came out of a forge. Just a single copper. It is actually astonishing how coppery that looks on the board. It is a penny hammer. It's a penny hammer. And that red blob on the front is really annoying me. So let's be nice and brighten it up. He's just about done. He's all good now. Will you paint all HEROQUEST miniatures? I don't know if I'm not going to paint like the entire thing. I think I'm going to leave these painted ones to represent special monsters from my mythic, or my game system. So like I might put her on the board just as one of the orcs, and I won't say anything about it. And if the players want to think that she's special, great. But at some point I'll put her on the board and I'll say this is Rose Thorn, the leader of the orcs. While she's alive, the other orcs in the room get +1 attack dice. And that sort of thing. So I think I'm done. I think that was everybody. All the details for everybody that I wanted to paint. Just once more with the lineup. Let's get you guys. Broke my camera. There it is. There we go. Let's get them all lined up here. We got Rose Thorn. We've got Sneak. I'm going to go ahead and move these guys back a little bit, huh? We've got Ribby. We've got, I don't think I gave her a name. Orchid. ORKID. And we've got the Penny Pincher. And we're going to zoom out a little bit. And they're not like the most vibrant. But I mean, actually, they are pretty vibrant in real life. Like when I take a picture and post it in Discord, I predict they're going to look fantastic. God, I really highly enjoyed this. I do want to continue on the bases and paint them green. I'm going to give them sort of the same dark, or I don't know. The same dark green as her skin and his skin and her skin. So that's... Absolution. It's Absolution green. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. And that, my friends, concludes our painting session. My warband of humans is coming. They'll be here very soon on this rainy day. And we will be commencing the playing of something. I don't know what yet. Just to give you guys an idea of what's coming up on the channel. Next week, I don't want to pressure myself into anything in particular. We might paint, we might play Lurch Brick. I think Lurch Bricks will be overdue, actually. So we'll probably play a Lurch Brick, and we'll see if we can't call that stupid elf back. If I still have my save file. I think I did. Lurch Brick. On the channel, we've got a hero spotlight, which I'm going to start doing regular videos that spotlight the heroes of OrcQuest. Would really love for OrcQuest to have a nice presence on the channel and lots of video content. So we're going to make sure that we give it lots of attention, homebrew, maybe some painting a little later once I get a little more confident. I really think I am going to paint the OrcQuest guys because there's so much gray. There's so much gray in that box. There is a shameful amount of gray in that. And the painter in me is awakening and seeing the gray and saying, we can do better. I think we could do better. So thank you all very much for being a part of my painting journey. I will be painting the bases. I don't know if I'm painting them today, because it's not very long from now till the party comes, but once I get time, we will paint the bases. And we will always be able to recognize these guys as the orcs that they are. And probably give the same treatment to my my green friends here. Gonna apply all the suggestions that I've gotten in this stream for stripping my classic minis of their paints, and I'm gonna paint those guys on streams as well. Pretty much everything I paint is gonna go on a stream. And I also want very much to paint my next level miniatures, the video of which I did not too long ago. So what are you doing? Focus, you fool. Gonna paint my next levels. I'm gonna try to do it without primer to see what happens, just because I'm gonna be a little crabhead like that. Thank you again for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, have a great rest of your day, guys. Bye for now, brave heroes. Transition.